Alright, good evening everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome back to our weekly updates of the 2020 presidential election map. Again, I'm not updating the Senate map, though you can check it and build it yourself on, I guess it's yet another political map simulator, I guess it's called. Anyway, point is, you can do that on your own. There will be a link in the description to both of my models. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you have Armistice Day off. And just as a reference, yes, happy Armistice Day to everyone. Today we celebrate the 101st anniversary of the end of World War One. And if you're in America, you also celebrate the contributions to our nation's defense and the battle to protect our freedoms that everyone who has served in the U.S. Armed Services has contributed to, including my parents and, a lot of my friends. Anyway. So I'm going to give us a little bit of time to actually, say a quick prayer in silence for them. If you're wondering what the necklace is, this is actually a rosary, but, just Catholic things. Anyway, so let's have a little bit of remembrance for them and... All right. So, anyway, let's get into this video. As always, likes, comments, and subscriptions are tremendously appreciated. There's also a link to my Patreon, though it's severely underfunded. Cheers, everyone. You can still be manly and drink a rosé. Anyway. So, I didn't think this would be possible, but Trump's base is extremely loyal. If you look at his approval rating, it's actually in the 45s, at least according to my methodology. Other methodologies will have him lower, but not significantly lower. So, that's interesting. So, yeah. I'm not entirely sure why, but I've had a theory that Donald Trump has a cult of personality around him, and that's probable. As for my predictions regarding the 2019 elections in Kentucky, Mississippi, not Missouri, Mississippi and Virginia, I was right in everything but Kentucky's governor race, gubernatorial election. And that was because I underestimated how unpopular Matt Bevin was, and I overestimated how strong of a drug partisanship is. I will give credit to the Democrats. They flipped that race when they really needed to, and they flipped both chambers of the Virginia General Assembly, the House of Delegates, and the State Senate. I'm a little disappointed because it seems like Virginia's government is now going to try and go in the direction of California and New York and Massachusetts, even though we have a partisanship that is broadly similar to that of, say, I guess the best comparison would be, say, New Hampshire or maybe Minnesota, which is not a good idea for the Democrats to push it that far into the extremes, which means that they could easily push the state back to the Republicans by going California levels of insane. And maybe that's me being a little bit biased as someone who lives out in the sticks and somebody who tends to lean on the more conservative side of most issues. Again, I consider myself a libertarian, hence the image. That said, I do have my problems with the American Libertarian Party, but they're more personal problems. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the basics of what happened. Y'all can draw your own conclusions from this map and the election models. My personal thoughts are basically that Donald Trump continues to pull electoral and polling miracles out of his ass, and I really can't say much about that. Also, I occasionally like to break from character and talk a little bit about non-politics related things. For example, sports and oftentimes college football. And who here expected LSU to beat Alabama? I for sure didn't. I honestly thought that Alabama would just cruise to victory against LSU. And I was kind of actually hoping for that because I preferred, as a Georgia fan, I preferred our chances against Alabama more than LSU. That said, I think with the week to prepare that we would get in preparation for the conference championship, because we do get an extra week. That's just the nature of time. But I thought that Alabama was an easier matchup because I don't think Tua is any good. And last year's SEC championship kind of proves it. Tua is not really good. He just benefits from all the 5-star talent that's around him on both sides of the ball, and especially at every skill position. Joe Burrow is different. And the reason why I say Joe Burrow is different, I'm not sure how to evaluate him right now, but he is rising up my potential 2020 quarterback draft board. Because I'm going to be 100% honest, he's looked like a bunch of hot meh coming into this year, and then all of a sudden he's pulling off a Heisman candidacy. And I don't know whether that's because he's improved himself or whether that's because the offensive scheme has changed. I want to give Joe Burrow the credit, but I'm just not sure. I really am not sure. That said, with the extra week, I do think Georgia has a very good chance. Kirby Smart is good at preparing his teams. I'm not sure about his in-game coaching abilities, but in preparation, he's very good, and he's even better at recruitment. That said, I really don't like our offensive coordinator. We really need to fire Coley. And we've only been... Yeah. But the reason why is because I didn't want Alabama in the playoff. If they lost the SEC championship game, that's a very easy decision for the playoff committee to leave them out. But now they have an excuse to shoehorn them in, because if Alabama wins out and LSU loses the SEC championship game, that means there's an excuse to put Alabama in because they didn't play Georgia. That said, I think there's a very good reason to put 2 Big Ten teams in instead of 2 SEC teams in, because I think Minnesota actually is going to win the Big Ten championship. I think they're that good. Watching them, I'm more impressed with Minnesota than I am watching Ohio State blow everyone out. And it's because I still don't trust Justin Fields. He has the talent. I just don't trust his play, because it's not based off of making intelligent decisions or reading a defense. It's based off of a quick one read. Do I tuck it? Do I hand it off? Do I tuck it? Do I throw it? It's not where you sit back, drop back, go, my receiver 1's covered. Oh, receiver 2's open. Chuck it. He's covered. Go to 3. He's covered. Go to 4. He's covered. Go to the alert. He's covered. Check down. Oh, that's covered and I still have time. Let's check 1 again and go through it all over again. See, Justin Fields is a college quarterback, not a quarterback that's set for the pros. That's why Ohio State is doing so well. But anyway, I need to get back to what my channel normally is about, which is politics. The Democratic primary right now is, in my opinion, a shit show, but I really don't think that's too big of an issue. I was going to do gun control on my next episode of the Soapbox, but I am going to put that on a back burner right now because, oh boy, I need to talk about Elizabeth Warren's extremely expensive single-payer plan. And trust me, I'm going to tear that thing to shreds because guess what? It's a terrible, 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 terrible idea. And when I saw the price tag, I was like, wait, is that a joke? And then I actually read it on her own site because I thought it was just a joke from, or, paranoia from, Republican sources. Oh no, I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. So that's going to be fun. And in other news, I'm planning to move to Westford now. I'm just kidding. For right now, I'm planning on staying in Old Dominion, but that might change. That might change. But until things settle down, and the other thing is I'm actually severely tempted to actually run for office the next time the House of Delegates is up because, I'm sorry, I don't like the fact that a very large swath of uber rural conservative Virginia is represented by two college towns which are bastions of progressive virtue signaling, whatever you want to call it. The reason why I'd actually do that is because the reality is that the section that the district I live in for the House of Delegates it should not be represented by a Democrat. The only reason why it is because the district has been drawn so that there are two college towns within the district. And I don't think that's appropriate. I think that's gerrymandering. That said, I don't think Republicans are capable of properly running a candidate in this area because, well, you've got two college towns and they're not going to succeed when it comes to using a Trump-style strategy. It's just not possible. You cannot campaign as a Trump Republican in this district. Every other district that surrounds it, you can easily. Heck, even most of the geographic area of this district, but the population centers, you're going to fail miserably if you attempt it. So why do it? And, I think I think this district needs somebody in Richmond who honestly is able to appeal to both the college town demographic, but also to the people who are going to be staying in this area long term, who tend to be more conservative. I would like to think I can do both. I probably can't because what do I know? I'm just 25 years old and let's be honest here. I moved here to go to school and I said, oh, I'm living in the mountains. I think I'll stay. Oh, there's a river in my town. I think I'll go dip a line in the New River. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.